Good morning. This says good choices. I made it myself. I used to be a janitor, and when they threw this poster away, I repainted over it. And I put it in my daughter's room on top of her door. I did it because I wanted to teach my children the same thing that the school was teaching them about making good choices. And that's one of the signs that I make that I write on the wall. Now, yes, I have written, like, not in this room because someone took it down. I think they painted over it on the light on the on the light switch. It says on off because I was teaching my children how to read the word on and off. The chair, I wrote the word chair on it, things like that. I also wrote on my shirts brought, thought, house, sheep, doctor, think, carry, and parents. The words are just words that I came up with when I was writing on the shirt. I wanted to teach my children to read, and the spouse would not let me make a word wall like kindergarten teachers do, maybe first grade teachers, where they write the alphabet: A, apple, airplane, everything that starts with the letter A, maybe 3 words for each letter. So again, I did this, and that means that I am insane. It's really just that my spouse and I are so different. I would show you a picture of us recycling where I have a smile and she's like that because number one, the recycling metal is dirty. We got $14 for 160 pounds. We got $27 for 300 pounds. We made 2 trips. She couldn't back up the minivan, and I don't drive her van because it's not a pickup, because it's hers. I just don't touch her van. So the man told her to back up the man at the recycling place told her to back up the minivan, and she couldn't do it. So she didn't even try. So he got on there and he drove it backwards, and he got her seat dirty. Now I don't like anybody's seat to get dirty. But then again, I did tell her to buy a pickup truck, right? She said no. This was all right, $100,000 ago, 7 years ago or something like that. But I told her, buy a pickup truck. And back then I was thinking I'll put the tricycle in the back of the pickup truck. So when we go to the park every day, I can put a camper on it so they can use the toilet. Of course, I practice Tai Chi, right? And Tai Chi, the art, is that nobody can touch you because you move out of the way. Even you could be standing still, but you're still moving, always moving. So you become difficult to grab. In a demonstration, you could look up the video. It was a Tai Chi person against a wrestler. And yes, the wrestler would fall to the ground without being able to grab the teacher. Now, it wasn't punching, because punching is a different style, and it depends on who's better. But for wrestling, it is very difficult. If you practice Tai Chi, like if you grab my wrist, I turn it, and then you're grabbing, but it doesn't have the same hold. So, I'm making this video into several parts. I wrote a letter to myself so I would remember what I wanted to talk about. Daniel, make a video about the spouse telling you that she is tired of doing everything. When are you going to get a job? So that's her question. And you don't even take the pills so that you can get the disability check. All right. So I did apply for disability because they said I was bipolar. So I said, all right, well, I might as well get a paycheck out of it, you know. But all right, let's keep going with the things here. They want a blood test, and I'm a Jehovah's Witness. Of course, I don't go to church or anything. I don't go for several reasons. Jehovah's Witnesses don't donate blood or something. I might be the worst Jehovah's Witnesses out there, so get the information from someone else. What I was telling you. Oh, I don't go to church because they have pretty girls there. And I don't want to look at beautiful girls because then I get aroused. That's a good word to use, right? And so, well, this spouse has been nice to me for about 2 months already. I mean, there are some days she isn't, but that's her normal. But abnormal is being nice to me. Bedroom and just polite. But it basically boils down to that when I got out of jail, the hospital jail from the Baker Act, I was working. Then I quit the job, but she was still being nice. Oh, but she was being nice, I think, because of her conscience, that she had put me in jail by saying a lie, even though she didn't read the paper, because the one that wrote it was my mother. The spouse just signed it. My mother is very intelligent. She gets what she wants, even by doing things that are not polite, like lying. All right. So the spouse says, "When are you going to get a job?" And I've been making. I haven't worked in about 7 years. I mean, I've had little. I got fired from doing the construction cleanup because when I worked 10 hours a day for 6 days, I couldn't walk every day. I couldn't even get off the car. I was so tired. And yesterday we were recycling in the same building, and the spouse was going up the stairs, and I told her, well, you go in front of me. And she went up so slowly up the stairs that eventually someone was coming up, and then I saw what they were carrying, and I said, oh, let's get out of the way. And I asked him, you're going to the 4th floor? He said, yes. And I got out of the way, and then I said, a spouse, he's carrying either 70 or 100 pounds right there. And he was going as slow as she was, you know. I mean, we were going up the stairs. Well, that was another time when we were going down the stairs, he was coming up. I mean, and what I did really in the recycling, I took her to see the world where I was working. I mean, there were cables hanging out from the building, and if I told her, keep your glasses on, she says they get foggy. Then I told her, look, you could turn around and walk into a wire that's hanging from the electrician, right? And just, if you don't have those glasses on, now I gotta take you to the hospital. You lose an eye because the problem with the pokey of the wire. I mean, yesterday we walked over there, and he was my new coworker for a week. He stepped on a nail, not a screw, and so he had just plucked it out, and he was bleeding. And I didn't see the blood because I pass out when I see those things, so I didn't look. But he was hanging on to it. The other coworker was there, and I told him that he could put a beer on it, you know, in Honduras, because one time that happened to me. I got hit by a piece of wood when I was. Oh, who knows how old I was. I must have been 8 or 9. And so, I probably still have it, the scar. And so, this This guy gave me he put beer on my thing. But don't go to the Pacific Ocean. The waves are just so strong. All right, that was the Pacific Ocean in Honduras. Go to the Atlantic Ocean where it's nice and smooth like a lake. So it says, oh, okay, make a video. Since I do have some money in my pocket, right, and I'm thinking about what to purchase, right? I've had these things on my mind for probably 10 years. As soon as I started cutting grass, I started thinking about the lawnmower repair course, the locksmith course, the carpentry course, the electricians, and so on, CompTIA Plus. Now, I do have the P memory, but that stuff is difficult. It's not user-friendly. The material works, though. Using visual images, like photos, to remember what you want to remember. And I was telling you about this. Okay, do we still have a checking account? All right, so I had money and I want to buy something, and then I had to ask the spouse, do we still have a checking account? I've been away from money for so long, you know, because the last I heard, the bank changed names. It used to be Wells Fargo, and now it used to be Wachovia. Now it's Wells Fargo, but the sign still says Wachovia. I don't know. We drove by yesterday. I'm getting back into the swing of having money in my pocket, right? It's very nice to walk around with money. I bought something at the dollar store. Oh yeah, no, it was at Publix next to it. I bought a dog bone for like $4. And I bought the glasses for her so she wouldn't get hit in the eye when she goes to do the recycling with the spouse, with me. All right, so do we still have a checking account? I mean, just that one question cracks me up as far as like laughing. Do we still have a checking account? Oh, because she says, oh, and she said, yes, we used to have like 3 of them, hers, ours, joint, and then mine alone when I was working years ago, right? And we got rid of mine and we got rid of hers, and now we only have the joint account because I think she couldn't cancel it unless I went with her. Something like that. And so what this Wells Fargo is doing is you have to use your ATM card or your debit card 10 times a month. So she uses it every time she goes to the dollar store. She uses it twice, and then when she goes to Walmart twice, and things like that. She splits. So that's how she does it 10 times a month. So the checking account is free. All of that effort, you know, it's just making a lot of more work for cashiers. I don't like more work for cashiers. All right, so that's, do we still have a checking account? Now, eventually I want to run around and get the kids together, and God willing, we all go make this huge deposit, right? Of my 2 weeks, that's 6 days of work. I saved it up in my pocket, then I saved it up again. And plus I have a few dollars from the recycling. I want to add some more money though, so I can get the course I want. All right, so yeah, I'll make another video, so this won't get too long. All right, so in the other video, I'll talk to you about the spouse asks why I don't do anything. All right. So I wrote a list of some items, 12, 13 things, or 14, I don't know. All right, enjoy your life, be better than I am. And recycling metal is at 9 cents a pound right now where we went. All right, enjoy.